was a nice boy from a nice home called Rufus, or Hugo. But there I was, with my crew cut and pink plastic earrings, smiling the gap-toothed smile of a master criminal, and inviting Peter to throw sticks in the stream, by which I meant trapping a slow worm and posting it through Mrs. East's letterbox, because I'd heard my mother call her a witch. We were always up to something or other.
It's Peter, dear. I'm worried about him. We haven't heard from him. Not this past month. Have you spoken to him?
I'm afraid I haven't, Mrs. White. I imagined her standing in the vicarage front room, staring out towards the yew hedge, the vicar beside her with a crochet blanket draped over his knees. It seemed wrong, talking to her on an iPhone. She came from a generation that knew rationing and hand-cranked their cars and had uncles who died in the trenches. A time of myth, it seemed now, like that of Arthur and his knights.
It's been 4 Sundays now. He always calls us on Sundays after evensong. I've tried calling him, but I just get the recording.
I hesitated. My instinct was to cover for him, only I didn't know what I was covering for. It had been my birthday, my 38th, the previous week. Usually Peter remembered and sent a text, but not this time. I don't see Peter very often. We sort of move in different circles, and work is always so busy. I mean, mine and Peter's. Have you tried calling him there? Or his other friends?
He told us he changed jobs. I thought I wrote the name of the company down, but I can't find it. It was a foreign name, or names. A sort of string of foreign names. And he hasn't brought anyone home in quite a while.
No, it was unlikely that Peter would have brought anyone home.
You were always such good friends, you and Peter. And Marcus and Emma, of course. But you and Peter were friends first. I know he always thought of you as his best friend, even after.
She paused.
Everything that happened.
Everything that happened. Peter had wanted to talk about it at the wedding. The wedding I invited him to, and after which he disappeared, if only from Patricia. Have you tried Googling him? I mean, for his work number.
Googling? No, I was hoping...
You will look into it for me, Andy. You'll find out what he's up to, won't you?
After we hung up, I stared out of the window. The train carriage was quiet. We raced past a string of street lamps on a flyover, lights blurring so the night was stitched with golden thread. I wondered why I'd agreed. It might have been her calling me Andy. For well over a decade, Peter's mother was pretty much the only person to call me by my full name. But I have been Andrea, or frequently Ms. Carter, for many years now. Then there was the fact she had always loved Peter, fervently, protectively. When he was 16, she was still cutting the crusts off his crab paste sandwiches, unaware that he'd been throwing them to the jackdaws in the graveyard since he was 7, and buying chocolate bars for lunch with money he'd come by via the vicar's trouser pockets. Yes, Patricia loved Peter. And yet I don't know if she ever really knew him. She and the vicar had had some fairly clear ideas about who he should be, and in the end, I think he consented to play pretend with them, to give them what they wanted, which meant, I suppose, that he loved them too. At King's Cross, I made my way underground. There, the walls were papered with moving, glowing dreams. Descending on the escalators to the Victoria line, I found myself thinking that if ads were really dreams, the preoccupations of the unconscious, then all we wanted to be was sexy. Because they all said sexy.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.